Franco Ucci back again. This is part 2, where now I'm going to talk about the cloud platform in a bit more detail. We have this 5-layered approach that we use to build our applications. So the first of which is infrastructure, made up of compute, storage, networking, very important, security, and governance. Number of areas of interest in each of these. I'll call out just a few. So obviously Oracle's very famous for its bare metal approach, what we're doing with GPUs, with high performance compute, autonomous Linux, just to mention a few of our differentiating capabilities. Storage, whether it's block, object, a variety of capabilities here as well. And then also from a networking perspective, whether it's around VCN right through to what we're doing with DNS, a variety of capabilities here, and also similarly with security and governance. From a data perspective, Oracle is very well known for its database. But in the last 12 years, we've had a variety of engineering that's made the Exadata platform a variety of choices, from on-prem, cloud at customer, cloud service, through to what it does from an autonomous perspective as well. We've got capabilities such as MySQL and NoSQL. These are first-class citizens for data management in our platform today. So from the database itself, we then also really want to help customers see from an autonomous perspective, it takes you very little effort, very little time, and very little cost to get going with your reporting or your data warehouse journey. Accompanying your autonomous capability to store your data is what we offer from an analytics perspective. We're utilizing out-of-the-box machine learning. We can give you very fast insights and visualizations. And we can enable what you're doing within this one analytics capability, the fast loading of data. And as a business person, you can organize your own orchestrations, your own data flows to do this on a regular automated basis. Once you've started this journey, we also have another capability known as Data Catalog. And what this does, it helps you understand all the different examples of data you have around your organization, capturing the metadata to understand how they relate to each other, what they're being used for, to then actually get a relationship between this to get greater use of what's going on. And as you start to get that confidence with what's possible with your own data platform, you then start to think about, I would like to ingest and integrate many other forms and sources of data, whether it's in batch, real time, or my favorite, streams. As you start to have that capability and you're starting to capture it, it's not unusual to start thinking about a lake, whether you're looking at a Hadoop, Kafka, serverless, Spark approach. You've got a set of technologies here that help you get this up and going very, very quickly, and all combined together. So once you've got this data platform, the obvious next step is what you want to do from a development perspective. Oracle's got a strong history in areas of Java, but we've got a lot of activity and engineering going on right now in the containers, Docker, Kubernetes space, lots of engineering, not only to help customers consume this, but the way in which we think about our own cloud. Hence, things like CI, CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment and delivery, is now starting to become something we practice right across our organisation and start to think about how do we get greater use out of what we're doing. Hence the word API ecosystem really then helps you bridge into what is the next stage, which is around integration. And whether it's application to application integration, whether it's around process management, the thing that's very exciting is because Oracle is across applications from a SaaS perspective and an on-premise perspective, we have a bucket of application connectors that we continually maintain to simplify your out-of-the-box experience to start to interact with these applications. And with this, we have a set of recipes that help you bring together and maximize what you may have in your ERP or your service or your sales systems. Being able to do examples like procure to pay or order to cash. We've got a range of those things, right through to actually dealing with applications that aren't so friendly, including things like RPA. So as you start to realize what's possible here, it starts to give you confidence around what you may want to do in the business, and you want to have an innovation layer. So you can take your idea from the whiteboard to something that's running to create a greater collective IP. So what do we provide in that space? We've got a series of low-code development tools known as Visual Builder, Application Express, that then also works with our conversational UI capabilities with things like our chatbots and our digital assistant products. And then you may want to actually consider, how do I make sure some of this is immutable and really solid and interactable? We've also got capabilities such as our blockchain capabilities to support that. So I've just gone through our 5-layered platform in a bit of detail. The obvious next question is, well, given what you've described here and the recent journey we talked about, what are some of the adoption trends that we see in customers, how they're using it? So first off, I'll actually say organizations are definitely enjoying what's possible from a hybrid data management perspective. So that basically is the history of the on-premise database, right through to what we're doing in terms of database cloud capabilities, including Exadata, as well as Autonomous. We also see customers doing custom application development, whether it's brand new cloud native applications or doing a further integration using APIs to then create some add-ons to that. As well as one of the more exciting areas is how people take their old applications, packaged applications. And you say, how do I get that to be exciting? Well, what's possible today with the Oracle apps such as PeopleSoft and eBiz, they come with a capability called a cloud manager. So you can go to our OCI marketplace, load the PeopleSoft cloud manager, and actually do a fast deploy, whether it's a simple architecture or quite a complex architecture. We can actually see that manifested in something like 15-20 minutes. You can get a new version of PeopleSoft up and running, or similar with eBusiness Suite. And then once you've got that, you can then start to look at what's possible with those APIs and start to do some pretty new and cool capability. Oracle's also got organizations specifically interested in high performance compute. So if you remember what I talked about with the GPUs and bare metal, we've got a series of shapes and how we think about moving data, which is really not many other organizations can do. And finally, the last adopting trend is when organizations start to consume some of our SaaS capability, whether it's ERP or HCM, what they then want to do is do some further extensions. Whether they're using something like Visual Builder to extend what's inside the app, so it's like a quick build, or do a further API extension and do some integration, or do a bit of both. So the key thing is, when you looking at what Oracle offers with its cloud platform, a lot of what we actually do, we practice what we needed to make our own applications successful using this sort of tooling. That really is something we've made available to our customers. So there's two places which I would consider is, do you do something back to your core where you look at what you've got running to improve that? Or do you look at doing something from an innovation perspective? And while I've talked about this all from a cloud platform perspective, what's exciting is Oracle gives you that choice, whether you do it in the cloud or whether you continue to do something clever on-premise and bringing it together from a hybrid perspective. Thank you for your time.